Hello, everyone. Welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphries, joined by my co-host today, Gage Bertovich. Gage, we're missing somebody. Somebody seems like they're not here right now. Absent? I don't know.
I'm kinda used to 3 of us being on here. Why is there only 2 this week? What the heck?
Gordo's skipping town this week, seems like. I don't know. Maybe.
Huh.
Well, it's strange, but how you doing, man? You doing?
Good, good, I'm used to, people not opening links when I send them to join the podcast, so it really, hey, it is what it is, but hopefully Gordon's okay. I'm doing great. It's been a long week. It's finally Thursday night. We're so close to the weekend, and spring training is in full effect for baseball. And it's been so nice for umpires to be proven so wrong.
Yeah, we've got spring training going on. We'll hit on that. We've got the NFL Combine going on
Yep.
right now as we speak. I believe it's linemen and linebackers today, maybe kickers. Like, we got the Combine for the kickers. Like, we really need to know their 40-yard dash.
Well, since when did they have like defensive linemen doing catching drills? Has that always been a thing or is this new?
I have no idea. I don't know what you're going to get out of it if you're a scout to see if the defensive lineman can catch the ball. I have no
Uh,
idea. But
Maybe to see like more agility or something. I don't really know. But to be honest, how many times do we see a batted ball in the air or something like that and a defensive lineman perfect opportunity to catch it and he doesn't come down with it?
several times.
Yeah, so maybe it's a good thing to train on. I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, right now you got Jacob Rodriguez out here. Well, I mean, they're going through them really quick right here. They had Orville
Yeah.
Reese out there, Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, those are some pretty big names in the draft, I think, for the linebacking position right there. I don't really watch a whole lot of the combine. I got it on right now.
Yeah, I'll turn it on for like the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, maybe the running backs, but outside of that, that's it. Like this former quarterback right here, former first round pick from Pittsburgh. I wouldn't exactly know his name or anything, so kind of a bust, but hey,
Hey,
it is what it is.
move over there just a little bit. Is that Justin Herbert with the flow there?
No, it's actually I'm trying to think of a name here besides Herbie, and I can't do it. So maybe it is Herbert. Kind of looks like him. Oh
Kind of
wait,
got the Herbert going there.
he has a glove on his throwing hand there, so it can't be.
It's one glove Kenny,
Hey,
two
second glove.
gloves. So the NFL Combine has started
Yep.
in Indianapolis this weekend. As we're just sitting here just talking about a little bit here, not really a whole lot going on today. The most of it'll be this weekend. There's going to be some big names that'll probably set out because why even be in there? I doubt that Fernando Mendoza will be out there doing the combine. I don't know if he's agreed to it or not, but he's probably the consensus number one pick right now for Vegas. I don't see him coming in and doing the combine.
No, I mean when you're all but secure in the number one spot, why would you? You got nothing to show unless you show and maybe some team trades up to the number one pick to get you. But I doubt Vegas will trade out of it because they are hurting at the quarterback position.
But they need a lot over there in Vegas. But combine's starting. That's about really all we can say on that. So we're gonna, yeah.
Is Lucas Oil Stadium, is that an open stadium?
Don't think so. I think it's a dome.
Okay. Because for whatever reason, I was thinking it was an open stadium, and I was like, why is it always there? And how comes we never see it raining or snowing during the combine? But if it's domed, that would explain why.
Yeah, it's domed. I believe so. Yeah,
Well,
that would probably be why. It's probably a good reason because it is kind of cold in Indianapolis in the wintertime in February.
yeah, I can't exactly imagine it's 50, 60 degrees outside.
I want to see him do one in Lambeau one year. See how you adjust to the elements out there. See if you can play in the cold weather.
Oh yeah, go to Lambeau, go to Foxborough,
Buffalo. Yeah.
Buffalo, Arrowhead.
Any of them places.
Yeah,
It would be nice to switch it up like they do the draft. Every year you have a different city to host the combine, like you would the draft.
and it's like opened it up to the crowd too. Sell tickets. Why not? Screw it.
Yeah, why not? Go watch some guys run around in their shorts all
Yeah.
weekend long. Sounds
Oh,
like fun. So we're gonna hit some NFL stuff here, baseball stuff, and maybe some WTF moments of the week. Maybe so.
Ooh.
We'll see there. But let's start off first with some sad news from the NFL world, and that would be Rondale Moore passes away at the age of 25 this past Saturday. Gage, this guy, he's missed the past two seasons, preseason injuries, signed with the Vikings, signed with the Falcons last year, started out his career with the Cardinals, had all the potential in the world, burst onto the scene as a freshman at Purdue against the Ohio State University Buckeyes. So I was curious to see about Gordon's reaction there because I know he remembers Rondale Moore and how bad that he tore them up in that game. He had a career game, busted on the scene there, and he passes away at the age of 25. Gage is just, a guy that just couldn't stay healthy enough, and it's a tragic situation with Rondale Moore passing away.
Yeah, it's super tragic. I mean, this guy, if he was able to stay healthy, he was electric on the football field. Had many great plays, many memories, whether in the NFL or obviously in college. Yeah, just sad news. I think I shared it to my Instagram story the other day, and I forget what player it was, and I was trying to pull it up here just to read what the tweet was, but basically calling out NFL teams for not caring about a player's mental health until something actually happens. Not many, if any, teams have a mental health coordinator or whatever you want the title to be on their team to listen to the guys. And the teams that do, or if someone goes and seeks outside help, they're kind of made fun of in the locker room, on and seen as like less of a person. That's just not the case. Rondale obviously dealing with the injuries, the torn ACL and everything like that, just too much for him. And it's just a sad thing to hear, sad thing to know about. And it's sad to realize how many NFL players we've lost in the not so near past that have just been dealing with stuff like this. There was the Cowboys player mid-season, right after the game where he takes a fumble recovery touchdown, block return for a touchdown. And there's too many of it happening, and it's sad to hear about.
Yeah, it is sad, and that, like, kicked off, like, seems like a weekend full of some people that's taken their own lives, starting with him, then some entertainment world. There was a few people that I seen, Martin Short's daughter and Revenge of the Nerds guy, like, these people were out here, they made that decision, and it's sad. It's ultimately sad, like you said, you need a mental health coach or somebody that somebody can talk to and just kinda be there for him. Because 'cause I'm sure him being injured, he's thinking that you don't know what he's thinking, but his career is not going the way it's supposed to be, and he's probably doesn't have anybody there with him and just needs somebody to just talk to probably.
And NFL teams need to normalize that. Like, it can't be something to where every team adopts that, they get the mental health coordinator, great, and then no one uses them because they're afraid of how they'll be seen in the locker room or throughout the facility by staff, faculty, coaches, trainers, teammates, and it's something that probably can't fully happen, but if everyone got on board with it, it was like, "Look, we can't keep losing our brothers like this," then it'd be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. 25 years old is just too young to go in that manner or any manner for that matter of fact. It's just a sad story all the way around. So we're just going to go positive from here on out. We're going ahead and getting that one out of the way to begin with, and let's go on to the next one. Gauge the NFL are going to allow the officials to maybe throw some flags here. Like the replay officials are going to be able to challenge if they think that a play call should have been called, a flag should have been called, or something. What are your thoughts on this new rule here that the replay guys can buzz down and be like, "Hey, it should have been a pass interference."
It's something that we've been saying, "Oh, we need to be able to have that happen." And now that's gonna happen, I'm almost looking at it like this is gonna go horribly, horribly wrong.
Yes.
Because, like, how many times do you see, like, a holding that isn't called within the offensive line? You're gonna have 2-0 scoring games because there's gonna be a penalty called on every play. It's something that it's good and if they practice it, adapt it, make it like, "Oh, okay, you can't do it for holding penalties unless they're blatant." It happens every play at the offensive line. So how are you gonna control it? How are you gonna manage it?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like that when we talked about before, like when your team gets, as you feel like screwed over, you're like, man, they missed that call. But then again, if they do that on every play and they go back, the game's going to take forever to
Yep,
begin with. And then your team could be on the other end of that where maybe you get by with a call and it helps your team win and they take
yeah.
that out. They're taking away like the human element of this, I believe. And who's to say these replay challenge officials up here know what they're doing to begin with. How are you going to call one from there? It's like, what is it? Chair quarterback. That's
Yes.
what these officials are going to be live right on time there. So I've I liked it to begin with, but now I'm like you. I don't like this rule now that it's here.
And my question is there like a time period that these officials have to make the call? Because you can't tell me if you're going to run a hurry up offense in the 2-minute drill, you can't stop that to throw the flag. Or even if it's opening drive, of course the team you're probably not going to be in hurry up mode to open up the game. You get first down completion, all right. Offense huddles, they break the huddle, they go up 5 seconds on the play clock, 4, 3, whistles blown because penalty on the last play. And
And
if it's a running clock, then do you reset the clock back when that play stopped? Do you keep the clock where it's at? Is it still a running clock?
this is going to be a mess. And who's not to say they're not going to be influenced by, say, a George Pickens gets mad because he thinks that he's pass interfered with and he's yelling at the ref, didn't throw anything. And what's he going to start looking up into the booth? So they'll throw one, and then they're like, oh, well, hey, he was interfered with a little bit. Let's throw the flag from up here. I think it's going to be a mess.
Oh yeah, and you have so many sports betting scandals already. This just creates the opportunity to have more. Because these officials then can control, well, the spread is 6.5. They just scored a touchdown. They're going to kick the extra point to go up 7. We can't have that happen.
I don't like it. I don't like that it's coming here. I think you're giving too much control to the guys up in the replay booth. I get like a replay assist, like, was that a catch or was that not a catch?
Yeah.
I like that because it takes away from all the replays and the guy going over to the little monitor, which he doesn't even make the decision to begin with. I like the replay assist, but this part right here, I think it's a little much right here, a little overbearing.
Yeah, like I understand, like you said, the replay assist, or even just do it for pass interferences and call it. That's all you got to do. Because that's what most of the complaining from NFL fans is. Well, that was a blatant pass interference and you didn't call it. And now we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, so it's coming. So we'll get prepared for how this is going to work. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a disaster myself, and we will be yelling about this on the podcast in midseason. I guarantee you, there's going to be segments about that.
What? No. No one on this podcast would ever complain about refs, right?
So speaking of a player with all the potential in the world that we talked about several times. The Falcons tag Mr. Kyle Pitts. He gets tagged him for 16.3 million, and they may try to go a long term with him, but he's there for one more season. Gage, I'm going to tell you right now, Kyle Pitts, 25 years old. He's got all the potential in the world. He's athletic. He can run some routes. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. I'll tell you this though. This is why I like this decision for the Falcons. Who did the Falcons just hire as a head coach?
Stefanski.
Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. Who was usually his best targets up there?
To tell you
David,
that.
David Njoku, and this past year, Harold Fannin Jr. Kyle Pitts is up there. He's going to utilize Kyle Pitts. I like this move for Atlanta, and I like this move for Kyle Pitts. I think that he actually has a breakout season this season with the Atlanta Falcons, man.
Oh, yeah. And if he keeps on pace for stat wise, he's on pace this year for 6 touchdowns. And if you look at his touchdowns, his first year, 1. Second year, 2. Third year, 3. Fourth year, 4. Last year, 5. He's going to have 6 next year. And riddle me this, how your rookie year can you have 68 catches for 1,026 yards and only 1 touchdown? How does that happen?
I don't know how it happens. I guess who was the quarterback there when he started? Matt Ryan? I
That's a good question. That feels like it would be Matt Ryan.
think so. But he
Let's
went
see
to
here.
Indianapolis for a year.
I can't remember the time frame. Yeah, Matt Ryan, Josh Rosen, and Felipe Franks.
Man, what a quarterback group right there.
Uh,
This is so I don't remember anybody before. Who was the quarterback before Marcus Mariota? That's who it was before Kirk Cousins got there, right? Or am
the-
I no? Am I wrong?
no, no, that's absolutely right because yeah, I think it was 2020. The Steelers beat the Falcons, and Fitzpatrick picked off Mariota to seal the game. So yeah, it had to be Marcus Mariota.
Kyle Pitts hasn't been blessed with, the
No.
best to throw to him either, but yeah, we'll see if it's a breakout
It,
year finally.
and it's weird to look at his numbers like from this year. The most catches he had in a season, 88. But the lowest yards per catch he's had in a season with 10.5. 88 for 928 and 5 touchdowns. He's got weird stats.
Yeah. He's an odd study for the NFL in tight
Yeah.
ends overall. Like since he's showed up into the league to his stats, his size, all that. It's odd with Kyle Pitts.
And I'll be interested to see if they extend him, give him a long-term contract. Do they tag him again next year? Or do they say, look, at free agency, we couldn't come to a deal. Hopefully you end up somewhere good. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how it all works out for him. But another one here that we didn't see coming. We, as in we, maybe Gage, maybe me. I don't know. I think it might have been Gage. Talked about this player quite a bit, how bad he was and everything, and he kind of exceeded expectations this year. The Cowboys extend Javonte Williams to a 3-year, $24 million deal. He's $16 million. Man, Gage, what do you think about Javonte Williams? We never thought he was getting an extension at the beginning of the year with Dallas. We thought this is a one and done. He's not going to be doing anything and never heard from again.
Yeah, but who also would have thought he would have had over 1,200 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, and nearly 5 yards per carry, and 35 receptions just added on to it because why not? If you would have said at the beginning of the season he's going to have these numbers, I think all three of us would have laughed at you. First season over 1,000 yards, first time double-digit touchdowns, and first time having a yards per carry average of over 4.4. Like, wow, this guy, maybe he's good. Maybe it was just, hey, I know that if I do good, I'm due for a contract. And it's one of those things where players will play hard to get that contract and then suck the rest of the contract until the contract year, and then they play good again and repeat the cycle. But yeah, it was surprising, but at the end, when you look at the stats, it really wasn't.
No, at the beginning of the year, it would have been surprising if you just fast
Yeah.
forward and didn't watch any of the season and be like, oh, hey, where'd Javonte Williams end up? He's probably not even in football again. Didn't even expect to hear this name. And 1 year, $3 million last year, and he gets a $5 million raise this season coming up. He's going to make $8 million per year. He was injury prone in Denver, just never really got it going there. And this past season, he flourished in that Cowboys offense. Now, I think that he's maybe a product of how the offense is. I don't know if it's all him or not, because you've got to respect that passing game with CD and George Pickens and Ferguson and all those guys. So they're probably focused on that, not really focused on Javonte Williams a whole lot. We'll see if it was just a, hey, I'm going to try to earn a contract here last year, or if maybe he's turned a corner. We'll see how it is, but he gets the extension. Congrats to him.
Yeah, and you have to look at it too. You mentioned the pass catchers out there. Will George Pickens be a Cowboy next year?
Talking about maybe tagging him, but that doesn't usually work out too well for Cowboys players. It's tagged, right, Micah Parsons?
Yeah. Or even just wide receivers with good talent,
Yeah.
right? Steelers players.
Well, I think, let me see. I think that's about all the NFL stuff I've got. Maybe no, it's not. Let's switch it up here. I got another one coming up, but before we get to that, let's switch it up to the UFL has made some rule changes. We've got UFL in 1 month and 1
Yep.
day. The UFL season starts, and we're covering it on this podcast here. Go Louisville Kings, but they sees them against March 27th. They have changed some things. First one we're going to talk about here, Gage. Field goals that are made from 60-plus yards are now worth 4 points. What are your thoughts on the field goals being worth 4 points now in the UFL?
Kind of like it. I've kind of always had the thought of why is a field goal like it's harder to kick a 63 yarder than it is to kick a 20 yarder. Why is it worth the same amount? And not a lot of kickers can kick the 4 pointer from 60 plus. So you almost have to look at it like teams are going to kind of value the kicker position a little bit more, because that is the difference between obviously 1 point, but it could be the difference between winning a game, losing a game. And if you're like, oh, we're 59 yards away on third down, well, we have a long way to go on this first down conversion. Let's just take a negative run, make it 61 yards, and then boot the ball for 4 points. there's a lot of strategy that goes behind that one, and there's a lot of more, like, kickers can actually make or break a game, especially now being an extra point.
I like this a lot because, like you said, what's the difference in a 20-yard field goal and a 60-yard field goal? Nothing. But now
Yep,
there is. There's that one extra point. Also, like if you get a team where they're just holding you pretty good, you're not scoring a whole lot of touchdowns, but the scores say to 7. You kick a regular field goal, it's 14-10. And like you said, you get down to about the 45-yard line with a few seconds left. We could still tie this game. We don't have to throw a Hail Mary.
yep,
We could bring our kicker out here. He could try to tie this game. We could go to overtime and see what happens at that point in time. So I
mhm.
like it. I like the change a little bit there. I don't know if the NFL will ever adopt this. I kind of doubt that they will because they probably think it's kind of gimmicky, but I do like it. It's something different, and the UFL's trying some new things. We'll talk about some other ones here too, but I like the 4-point play.
And hey, you know what? The NFL is willing to change anything else. They could try this out for a season and see how it goes too.
Why not? They adopted that kickoff stuff. So
Yeah.
the UFL also has banned the tush push. The tush push is eliminated. Gage, what do you think about the UFL banning the tush push? Something the NFL maybe should do?
Thank God. It's something that we've all said it. It takes no skill. There's a little bit more game planning involved now. And it's like, all right, it's 4th and 1 or 4th and inches. We can't just tush push this. We got to actually run the ball or we got to actually pass the ball. Now, you can still quarterback sneak it. You just can't have anyone push. So you might still see a little bit of that.
I like them banning this. I hope they ban it in the NFL because, like you said, there's no skill involved here. I'm fine with a regular quarterback sneak, but it's that push from behind
Yeah.
that was banned like a while back, like in college football, like back in the day, it was supposed to have been banned for a quarterback to be pushed from behind. And somehow the Philly Eagles just keep doing it year after year. And it's a boring play. You know, everybody knows it's coming. And I'm just glad to see that UFL is going to stop it. So good on them.
Yeah. Good on yins.
And another one rule change, no punts inside the opponent's 50-yard line. Teams cannot punt from inside the opponent's 50-yard line except in the final 2 minutes of the game or the end of the first half. Gage, what do you think about no punting inside the 50-yard line of the opponents?
Kind of back and forth on this one because it also says once the ball is made ready for play inside the 50-yard line, a team cannot punt even if a subsequent penalty or loss of yardage moves the ball behind the 50. If the ball is on the 50-yard line, a team may punt the ball. So I don't know. I like it, but I don't. You're going to see a lot more, going forward on 4th down, obviously, because of that. But you may have just such a weird play. Like we've seen it in the NFL a couple times where there's a fumble, ball's loose, it's slipping through everybody's fingers, and all of a sudden it becomes 4th and 32 from the opponent, 35 yard. Oh, we ain't gonna make this one. So it's like, do you just take as much yardage as you can to try to get as much back? Do you throw an arm punt? Maybe the defender's not thinking. He's like, free interception and comes down with it and screws up field position. I don't like that part of the penalty or of the rule change. I like not punting inside the 50. Don't like if you get backed up, you still can't.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Who made up these rules to begin with? Was Dan Campbell the chairman of the rules committee here? Because no punts inside the 50 sounds exactly like Detroit Lions football to me. And 4 points for field goals. I mean, that kind of sounds
Yeah.
like Dan Campbell was in charge here. Like all the offense, we're not going to punt. We don't even need a punter out here. Give us a kicker that can maybe kick it. But I'm
Mhm.
with you. I don't like that if you lose the yardage, you still have to go for it. You can't punt it. Because, like you said, what if somebody fumbles it in your back, way back?
Yeah.
This other team just play prevent defense, knowing they're going to get good field position. Just, give you a little something over the middle there and stop you, and there you are. But then they
It
can't
just
punt
works.
either because if they do it again, I don't know about that one. And here's another one here that I'll just go ahead. I'll tell you my thoughts as soon as I tell you what the next one is. 1 foot inbounds catches. Only 1 foot required inbounds for a completed catch, which is obviously the NCAA college football rule. You don't have to have 2 feet inbounds to catch the ball like in the NFL. I absolutely do not like this rule right here. And let me tell you why. Because I think you need to have 2 feet inbounds as a professional. When players do it in college, I'm like, that's a big boy catch right there. He just made big boy catch. But when you just get the 1 foot inbounds, that's college stuff. That stuff needs to stay in college. You're a professional football player. You're getting paid now. 2 feet. I want 2 feet or a butt cheek or whatever inbounds. I think that you need to have both feet down, toe drag swag over there on the sidelines. Gage, you look like you may be kind of surprised by my take here.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I think with 1 foot inbounds, you have the opportunity to make more highlight type of plays. You also reduce the risk of poor officiating and making the wrong call. A lot of times it's hard to tell, did the guy have 2 feet inbounds when he had possession? It's a lot easier. He had 1 foot in, yeah, that's a catch. In which case, if it's 2 feet in, but did he make the catch? We're going to stop the game for replay review and just take longer. Whereas, we can have a lot easier of a time telling he had possession, he had 1 foot in, bang, it's a catch. And talk about big boy play, and I agree on that one. College, it's still cool. And these are 18, 19, 20-year-olds making those plays. I kind of think of it as the MLB. They adopted rules down in the minor league ball club, but there's big boy players down there playing with those rules. So you can have 33-year-old Yasmani Grandal down there at your AAA farm club playing with these rules, but he comes up to the MLB and the rules change a little bit. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, MLB is kind of adopting it. The minors are basically the UFL, if you want to throw an analogy out there, because it's guys trying to compete for a spot on a professional team.
Yeah, I just think maybe if it's hard for the referees to figure out if they got 2 feet down, just have them adopt the NFL rule where they throw the challenge flag on that right there. Maybe they just do that then. Maybe they're just adopting each other's rules.
God, please no. Ugh, that would take too
Uh,
much time.
the next rule change for the UFL, red zone penalties.
Mm.
It'll be half the distance enforced for penalties inside the red zone. Gage, you like this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's current NFL rules. Honestly, I didn't know that it wasn't the rule. So when I saw that, I was like, what was it before? I have no idea. I thought it was that. So cool. Good on y'all. I'm glad y'all brought that back.
Yeah, I'm with you here. I agree with this one too. It's what the NFL does, so I like this one for both leagues here. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely half the distance for inside the red zone. Overtime format. Each team gets 3 alternating attempts from the 5-yard line. Sudden death if it's still tied after those 3 alternating attempts. Gage, what do you think about the overtime format in the UFL?
I like this. It's almost like a hockey shootout. You get alternating opportunities, and then you go to sudden death. I like the way that the NHL does it with that. I like the way that the UFL is adopting it. No more of these 10, 15-minute overtimes. Let's get it over with. 3 attempts per team. A lot of these games are going to finish after that. You might have 1 or 2 that goes to sudden death, but majority of them will finish after the 3 attempts.
I like it. I like it because it shortens it up there pretty good. College football kind of went to this a few years ago where they started doing 2-point conversions
Mhm.
after the second overtime. This will give you a winner. There will be no ties after this, which is something the NFL needs to do for sure because ties are something from the 30s. I mean, what are we
Yeah.
doing here with these ties in the NFL? This gives you a winner. I'm all for a winner and a loser in a game. No more ties, please. I like this change for the UFL. And another one that they changed the point after touchdown options. You get 1 point for a 33-yard kick, or you can go for 2 points from the 2-yard line, or you can go for 3 points from the 8-yard line. Gage, what do you think about the PAT options in the UFL now?
And the one thing about the 1 point conversion, it's not just a 33-yard field goal. It's kicked from the 33-yard line. So that makes it, what's that, 43, 48-yarder, 50-yarder? I like that. I like it. You know what? We're going to have these teams go for it more often. You're going to see a lot more multiple point conversions. And I like having the 3 point option. I know originally, like the XFL was what, 1 point from the 2 from the 5, and 3 from the 10. Kind of like this way of changing it up a little bit. Make it just 2 yards easier for the 3 point conversion. For the 2 pointer, you place the ball at the 2, and a 50-yard extra point. Teams don't want to do that. Let's get exciting out here. Let's have more play calling.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm totally aboard on this one too. Anytime you get more scoring in here, right? I mean, like I said, Dan Campbell once again here. 3 points. I mean, how many scoregamis are we going to get in the UFL, right? I mean,
Oh,
got to have them because you get 6 and you go for 3, and there's 9 right there. You get 9 again, you got 18. Whatever. It's going to be a bunch of odd scores here in the UFL. I'm for it. I like it. I like the PAT options here. It's something different. It kind of gives you the incentive to go for 2 and 3 points instead of kicking a long field goal because that's only worth 1 from 50. You could get 4 points if you kick a 60-yarder. So
yeah.
why not just try one of these other options for the PATs?
And why not just set the ball at the 2-yard line, try to get an extra point out of it. You only got 2 yards to go.
Yeah. And kickoff rules. They've changed the kickoff rules once again for the UFL. New landing zones, touchback spots, and setup zones to encourage returns and safety. Gage, I believe the kickoff rule now is if it goes into the end zone, it is going to the 40. And if it lands in the landing zone and goes to the end zone, it goes to the 20.
So, riddle me this. You want to promote safety, which I completely understand, right? But you're trying to encourage more kickoffs. So, you're trying to encourage more action while promoting safety.
Something don't add up.
So, it really doesn't. And it's not like the NFL where, oh, you know what? I don't care. We're going to boot it out the end of the end zone, place at the 35. There's a big difference between the 35 and the 40. I mean, heck, at the 40, you're 15 yards away from a 40 or from a 4-point field goal.
Yeah, right. So
I like having more kickoff returns, kickoff opportunities. I don't like their wording of it. We're going to promote safety by encouraging more plays.
if they left the safety part out of it, it'd be like, yeah, sure, I like it. I'm fine with it. But like you said, it's not adding up there. But I like it overall, the new kickoff rules. I like most of these rules to begin with. There's also, they said they changed the coin toss or something on here. Whatever. I mean, it's the same thing. You're
Cool.
flipping the coin before the regulation and overtime.
Yeah.
But
And there's going to be a winner and a loser.
it's going to be a winner and a loser. I like these rules to begin with overall on most of them. There's a few of them that I didn't really care much for, but I like the UFL's doing some different things here. They're not trying to be, NFL light, doing their own thing, entertainment for us out here overall. Not bad.
Yeah. And the UFL is almost like a test dummy, if you want to call it that. They test new rules while letting these players showcase what they can do for an NFL team.
Yeah. One more month and we'll be all UFL. Not all UFL, but I mean, we're gonna talk quite a bit UFL. We're gonna do our picks
Yep.
and everything on here for the UFL. I'm
Yep.
excited, man. I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it this year.
I'm excited as well. I'm going to try to go to a game down there in DC. It's a little bit of a drive for me to get the Ford Field, but we're going to try to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to a Kings game as well at some point in time this season. So really looking forward to it. Can't wait for it. Now let's switch gears a little bit, Gage, and let's talk about Olympics. Let's talk about the Olympics here. We've got to just talk about it real quick. A couple of things here. The U.S. men's hockey team wins its first gold medal since 1980. The win over Canada 2-1 in overtime. Gage, we bring home the gold in hockey.
Let's go.
USA, USA.
And we did it in both the men's and the women's, which is even better. Bring it home doubly. The only thing that sucks is, well, Sidney Crosby, for us Penguin fans, is out for 4 weeks, thanks to an injury sustained during this. So that's cool.
Sid the Kid.
Yeah. But USA all the way. Let's go. Canada didn't have much to cheer for. Now they definitely don't. And looking forward to the next 4 years of USA gold.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like you mentioned, also the women's team won. They also beat Canada by the same score. The men's hockey team, they won, and I believe it was the exact same day that the Miracle on Ice in 1980 happened when they won gold in the 80s. That's crazy. I think it was 46 years
Whoa.
to the exact day. Jack Hughes, he's got to be an American hero now, right?
Jack Hughes is the man. I don't care what happens, what he does in the NHL. He might be the hockey GOAT and we all don't know it.
Yeah, I never heard of because I'm not big on hockey or anything, but the pictures of Jack Hughes and the teeth and everything, it's like how much more American can you get? Gold medal, blood running down your face, American flag on your back. Let's go.
24 years old, he plays for the Devils as a center forward. Great player. just watch him in the NHL. He played 61 games for the Devils as an 18-year-old and scored 21 points before COVID. But still, as a 20-year-old, you're insane. He's done really well this season, 37 games, 37 points, game-winning goals. He's going to be good by the time his career is done. Potential Hall of Famer in the making.
And I'm gonna butcher the goalie's name here. Konnor Hellebuyck?
Hellebeck, I think is how you say it. So you were looking good on that.
He made 41 saves. A lot of them were some sick saves there, I would assume. I'm not much of a hockey guy once again, but I mean, those were some nice saves I thought out there for him. And he was the MVP of the game.
Hmm. Yeah, Hellebeck, again, he's a little older, 32 years old, plays for the Winnipeg Jets. He's also another one of those guys. Like I'm just looking at his career numbers right now. 18,000 saves throughout 11 years. He has a 92 save percentage. That's pretty good when it comes to hockey time.
That's pretty good right there. And shout out to the women again. They defeat Canada, get the gold there.
Yep.
Canada, you just don't have it anymore, Canada.
Folding under pressure.
We're number one now in hockey. We've taken over your sport. It'd be like if you all beat us in the Olympics in flag football in 2028.
Yeah. Which, not knock on wood, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
Hopefully not. You never know.
Yeah.
Now, switching back to football real quick, I did have another topic. Florida, the state of Florida passes the Teddy Bridgewater Act. Gage, so the Teddy Bridgewater Act is where coaches from kindergarten to 12th grade can use up to $15,000 of their personal funds per year to support student athlete welfare. The bill was named after Teddy Bridgewater because he was suspended for providing impermissible benefits to players. What are your thoughts on the Teddy Bridgewater Act being passed in the state of Florida?
I mean, when we talked about it originally, when Teddy B was suspended here on the show, I believe we all said that that was BS. The coach should be able to, if he wants to pay for something for his players, whatever the case might be, let him do it. Who says he's doing it as the coach? He could just be doing it to help a kid out. And now I'm glad that 15,000 is a lot. I'll give him that. But does that mean schools may provide less funding for a football program? Does it mean that the coaches are going to ask for a $15,000 raise? I don't know how much head coaches are paid to begin with. I assume it's not that much, but they may ask for that. Or you may be like, oh, well, that's unfair. Like this coach provided this and this and this for the kids, but the other coach over here didn't have the money to provide, this and this and this for the kids. There's going to be people that cry and complain about it when this is supposed to be a good thing for children.
Yeah, we called BS before when he was suspended for this impermissible benefits to a player.
Yeah.
But my thing is, and this is all around the country, it happens in every part of every state. There are students out here that play football that their only meal that they get is when they go to school for the morning and the afternoon, and then they don't get anything until the next day. So if a coach wants to take a player that's got maybe some potential and spend his own money to buy this kid some food, maybe buy this kid some clothes, some stuff that they would never have and may never have again after this, you've got to be for that. I mean, how could you be against this act right here?
Yeah.
It's a good thing right here, Florida passed this. Now bring Teddy back. Give Teddy Two Gloves his job back. He deserves it. He did nothing wrong here. It's just, he was being a good human being right there. And he's a Louisville quarterback. I should not like him, but he didn't do anything wrong here. So I like that they passed this act.
Yeah, and that was one other thing I was going to say. Like, if you're going to name an act after Teddy B, but still not at least offer him his job back, he may say, no, I don't want it, screw off. But at least offer it back to him.
At least give him the opportunity to tell you no. That's what I say. So a good thing happened there in that. It's a little good news there to end our football talk. I think it's the end of it. We may have another subject come up after a while. I don't know, but let's go ahead and let's start off with another subject here. We're just skipping around. Gage, we're going to go to baseball here, and I'm going to praise one of your guys real quick here. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. You've probably been looking forward to this here, ready to talk about this. I know you've seen this the other day, but Konnor Griffin hits 2 home runs in a spring training game for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Wowzers, 19-year-old shortstop. Man, against the Boston Red Sox, he hit a 374 footer and a 440 foot, 111 mile an hour screamer.
Yeah.
As a 19-year-old, man, how excited are you about Konnor Griffin?
I've been waiting for this kid ever since he got drafted. Bring him up right away. I don't care. Now, the first home run was off of Ranger Suarez, which was even better. Former Philly, good. I'm still glad we were able to somehow clobber a Philadelphia guy. My worry is that Pittsburgh doesn't bring him up this year because what could happen next year? A potential lockout. That would be one less year of team control that they have over Connor Griffin. They'll probably wait until the All-Star break to bring him up because right now, if you look at it, Connor Griffin plays second and short, I believe. There's guys already that are much more experienced than him that have those positions. You're looking at Nick Gonzalez, who's been solid ever since he came up in the majors. You signed a couple guys this offseason. You traded for a couple. He might have a chance at shortstop just because O'Neal Cruz is out in center now. But outside of that, and IKF is gone. Apparently he's in Boston, and I didn't even know that until the other day. Outside of that, the second base is locked up. So shortstop's going to be where he has to try to make his move. But I think the Pirates are going to pirate. They're going to keep him down in double triple A and let him ride out until the All-Star break when they can bring him up, rosters expand, and we don't lose a year of team control for Connor Griffin.
I know the feeling there, and this is, I don't necessarily like the Pirates because they're in the division, but I don't hate the Pirates like I kind of do another certain team in Pittsburgh. But like they kind of, my team and your team in baseball, man, we're similar. We're about the same ownership, the way they handle players, everything. This guy is a star right now,
Mhm.
19 years old. Bring him up, put him up there, have him up there. You got him, you'll have Skeens, you'll have a superstar on that side. You got a superstar pitcher. I mean, the kid in all 3 levels last year hit 21 home runs, 65 stolen bases, and he had a Gold Glove Award win for minor league baseball last year. He's the number 1
Mhm.
overall prospect according to Baseball America, The Athletic, according to MLB Pipeline. He's a 5-tool player. Even if you don't think there's a position for him up there, bring him up, put him somewhere out there because the Reds had like 6 shortstops on the roster like 2 years ago and somehow made it happen. You can make it happen with this guy right here. I believe he's a superstar in the making. Bring him up now. Screw the contracts and everything. Just go out there and I mean, because if you got this young core right here, you'll have him and Skeens for a lot of their young hitting into their prime before they do become free agents. And
Mhm.
that just gives you a shot right there to be even better.
I know.
Don't be scared.
I completely agree with that. I just know how Pittsburgh is and how they operate, and that the chances of it happening are, I'd say, about 1.73%.
I understand. So Ranger Suarez was the first pitcher. Do you know who the other pitcher was he hit a home run off of?
Nope, because Suarez was the only one that I saw live.
Former Cincinnati Red, Nick Martinez.
Again, another guy that I did not know went to Boston. So,
Me either. But here we are, learning on the fly.
did you see on Sunday in the Pirate spring training game the guy that was playing third base? I believe it was Jack Brannigan took a one hopper right off the nose. I don't know why. Like usually they don't show like some sort of like injury, gruesome injury on live TV. He was crouched down, had blood pouring from his nose, and they kept the camera right on. I'm like, all right, we're watching this, I guess. And the guy's just, it's just coming out like it's a fountain right out of his nose. Obviously, left the game, left the game,
Yeah.
and you can just see like he's walking with the towel over his face to soak up the blood. As he's holding it up to his nose, you could just see the towel just turning red. And I don't know what came out of it. I don't know. I assume he went to the hospital, maybe got stitches, something. I don't know. But that had to be a broken nose. I had to be.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Mm-mm.
That's tough right there, but hey, that's baseball.
And looking at it, like, no one has really said anything since it happened. 4 days ago, apparently Jack Brannigan was removed from the game in Clearwater. What do you mean apparently? Did you not watch? Injuries have played a role in Brannigan's minor league career.
Maybe
Pirates infielder.
obviously.
Yeah, per the Pirates, third baseman Jack Brannigan was removed from today's game in Clearwater after getting struck by a batted ball. He is currently being examined and treated by local and team medical staffs. The Pirates will provide an update as new information arises. That was 4 days ago, and nothing has come out since. This guy's nose might have fallen off, and we have no idea.
Well, shows how much they care about the guy right there. Not even to report anything about him. Whatever.
Yeah, poor
We'll
Brannigan.
just yeah. We'll just bring Konnor Griffin up to play third base now.
No, that's Jared Triolo. Come on.
All right. So the next MLB subject we've got here, and you mentioned it earlier in the podcast, the analog brake system is coming to the Major League Baseball. The ABS, the automated ball strike, is coming this year. Gage, what do you think about this one here? No more umpires screwing things up for us.
I like it. I've heard a lot of people complain about it. Oh, it slows down the game. It takes 5 seconds. Like, it's not slowing down anything, and it's holding umpires accountable. Again, I go back to the Pirates Red Sox game. There were 5 pitches that the umpire had overturned. And the one fully in the strike zone, it was like in the bottom right hand quadrant, fully right in there. He called it a ball. And whoever was catching, I have no idea, challenged it. Pirates are challenging the rolling of the field of a ball. Boom, all of it, even the red outline of the ball was in the strike zone. It's like, dude, you are bad. And then he got a challenge like right, like the call was right. Red Sox challenged it, call in the field stands, and everyone in the stands clapping for the umpire. I was like, that's got to be so embarrassing, but it'll force umpires to want to make the right call.
Yeah, it will absolutely. I like this a lot because of that right there. There's so many missed calls from the umpires
Hmm.
every game, several times a game, and some of them are awful like that, like you mentioned right there. Some of them will be completely out of the strike zone. They still
Yeah.
call a strike. So this kind of holds them accountable and everything. I like this. I like this change a lot. I like this a whole lot better than the officials from the NFL challenging from the booth. I do
Yeah.
like what they've done here with the MLB.
The only thing I don't like is the removal of like the on-screen K zone. I think that's just
Yes.
because I was so used to it that by the end of the season, I'll be used to it without it.
Yeah, I hate that too because that's always something that way we can see too. Hey, this is right in the strike zone, or hey, this is out of the strike zone, but you still called it a strike. What are you doing back here, Angel Hernandez? Now let's get into a little. We're gonna get a little strange here for a second. Seems like, and it's our WTF moments. Let's go ahead and let's start with former Cincinnati Red Yasiel Puig, sentenced to 15 years in. Did you see this right here? Federal investigation in connection with an illegal sports betting operation. Puig faces up to 10 years or 15 and 5 years of 10 years for obstruction and 5 years for false statements. He's going to be sentenced on May 26, 2026. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yasiel Puig placing illegal bets in May 2019 and June owed 282,000 in gambling losses between September and or July and September. He placed 899 additional bets on tennis, football, and basketball. During a 2022 interview, Puig denied knowledge of the operation, leading to charges of lying to federal officials and obstruction of justice. Puig initially entered to a plea deal in 2022, but later withdrew, insisting on his innocence and citing language barriers and untreated mental health issues as factors in those statements.
Whoa. WTF, bro. WTF. Now, okay. Kind of on the subject, kind of not. The whole charge with lying to federal cops. You're, in one hand, you lie to them, you get charged. The other hand, you don't lie to them, you tell the truth, you still get charged. It's just a quicker process for them. You better just get a lawyer right away and don't say anything.
Yeah, and obviously he's using the language barrier thing as an excuse there. Then he's talking mental health, and all that is just it's cover up for this right here for Yasiel Puig, former Cincinnati Red. I really enjoyed Puig when he played for the Reds. I thought he
Oh,
was fun to watch,
Entertaining. Oh, yeah,
entertaining.
entertaining guy.
Tried to fight the whole Pirates team at one point in time.
He
Never
did.
said he was the smartest, but entertaining as can be.
Was Puig the guy was he ever in Texas? Or am I thinking of a different guy? No, I'm thinking of a different guy. I couldn't remember who was the one that was, like, told to get in the on deck circle, and he took the on deck circle and moved it over to where he was standing. I can't remember who that was. I thought it was Puig, but it wasn't.
It sounds like Puig, but it wasn't. So the next WTF moment we've got here, and last week we talked about a card that was sold by Logan Paul for 16.5 million. Well, this week at auction, a 1902 Honus Wagner card sold at auction for $5 million. Newly discovered card, February 21st, 2021. It was graded as a PSA 1. The card was pulled from a tobacco pack in 1909 by Morton Bernstein, who kept it in his family for over a century, and then they decided to sell it at auction this past week, and they get $5 million for a Honus Wagner, Pittsburgh, a Pittsburgh card. Gage, what do you think here?
I'm looking at the card right now. I can understand why it's a PSA 1. I'm surprised it's not a PSA 0. $5 million for this card. It's a PSA. I should be able to sell my cards, get them graded PSA 8, 9, and 10, and sell them for $100 million at that point. I know it's a rare card. Don't get me wrong. But come on, $5 million. That's as bad. I know we trash talked Logan Paul's Pokemon card last week for $16 million. This is just as bad, and it's $11 million less.
Yeah, and this card is not in the best shape.
No.
And it's no offense to him, it's Honus Wagner. Like, I get he's a Hall of Famer, but you go talk to a kid and be like, "Hey, have you heard of Babe Ruth?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I've heard of Babe Ruth." "Have you heard of Willie Mays?" Some of them may be like, "Yeah, I've heard of Willie Mays." "What about Honus Wagner?" Who? If they don't collect cards, they've never heard of Honus Wagner.
Yeah.
$5 million, a PSA Honus Wagner 1. Like you said, we get it's a rare card and everything, but man, I wish I had a tobacco pack from 1909.
Yeah. I never realized until now, like, I'm literally looking at it, how good his stats were.
No, he was a Hall of Famer. He was good.
Oh, yeah. 8 batting titles, 1909 World Series, career .328 batting average, plugged .467. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, great player.
Could you imagine if that was a 1909 Sweet Capital T206 Babe Ruth card? That thing would have been $50 million.
Yeah, no doubt. And PSA 1, yeah.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna get a little bit more off the rails here. We're gonna kind of get away from the sports part real quick. And
Uh-oh.
there was a man arrested for relations with a dead deer in Kentucky. 32-year-old from Owensboro, Kentucky was arrested and charged with sexual crimes against animals after being found having relations with a dead deer on the side of the road in Muhlenberg County. The incident was reported by a passing driver, and police arrived to find the man with his pants down. And that's
Yeah.
about all we need to say on that. Gage, making the home state. Yeah.
Are you proud?
Not at all. I want to know, like, what the guy that was driving past when, like, the horror that he saw when he seen this going on. Like, he had to be mortified. I would have been.
And I want to know what that 911 call sounded like. 911, what's your emergency? Don't really know. It's not really an emergency, I guess. But you might just want to send cops out here. Well, sir, what's the problem? Like I said, you should just send cops out here because I can't even describe it over the phone.
I really don't think we want this recorded on the phone right now during this conversation. So you just might want to just send somebody. It's bad.
You guys record these for training purposes, right? Yeah, you don't want the trainees to hear this one.
We don't run people off right now.
Yeah. No, I saw this Tuesday morning, and I screenshotted it and sent it to you, and I believe my caption was, "And did you get bored?" But funny story. That poor deer. I mean, you already killed the thing, but
that poor deer is exactly right.
You didn't have to make him watch you do this to his dead body as he's floating over you with his soul.
He's probably like, "Oh no, what did I do in this life to have this happen to me in my afterlife?"
And the man, like in jail, everyone's like, "Oh, what are you in for?" How do you explain that?
Moving on past that right there. Wanted to talk about this one last week, but
Mhm.
didn't really get to it. Zach Wheeler had his rib removed, underwent thoracic outlet decompression surgery in September 2025, which required the removal of his first rib near his right shoulder. The procedure was necessitated by a season ending blood clot that developed in August, threatening both his career and long term health. Wheeler has said that he's removed the rib to relieve pressure and he's keeping the rib in his closet at his house.
Yeah, I
Awesome
can't
or
blame him.
weird?
Is there an option for both here? Like, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, like, I have my rib here. Like, this is cool.
You
But it's
want to see
also
something?
weird. Yeah, but it's also weird that I have my rib right here.
Right.
Like, could you imagine, like, his kids I don't even know if he has any, but if he has any, like, "Oh, it's show and tell day. What can we bring in, dad? I got the perfect thing for you." And he pulls out a jar that just has his rib right in it. "Well, dad, what's that?" "It's your dad's rib."
Yeah, that'd be great for show and tell, freaking out the neighborhood kids or something. Want to see what my dad's got in the closet. Jack Wheeler is out until probably June or so. Hey, if you want to keep your own body parts, that's yours to keep, I guess. I would never think to keep my own rib.
As long as it's yours and you're not keeping someone else's.
Yeah, that would be very odd. Yankees
Yeah.
to retire CC Sabathia's number. Number 52, they're going to dedicate a plaque in his honor at Monument Park,
Mhm.
September of this year, before a game against the Orioles. Sabathia was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2025. He becomes the 24th Yankee to have his number retired. Gage, do you think he deserved the honor of having his number retired by the New York Yankees?
I would say so. He played majority of his career with the Yankees, 11 years, compiled a career trying to find the number here. Where'd it go? 8.1 ERA with the Yankees, which isn't fantastic, but it's not bad. So I'm not knocking that. Had a great career, long career, 19 years. I think it's the right move, and I understand why they do it.
Yeah, I guess I get it. I don't know if I would have retired. I wouldn't have thought CC Sabathia deserves to have his number retired with like the likes of like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and Derek Jeter. It just doesn't seem that way to me, but whatever. The Yankees are going to end up running out of numbers here for long, and we're going to get like a player wearing 67 out there during the games. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm not a CC Sabathia hater or anything.
No. And has anyone even worn number 52 since CC? I don't think so. Yeah, so it's like no one's even using it anyways. Let's just get rid of it.
And we're going to go on with our last little topic here. And the World Baseball Classic starts next Thursday, March the 5th on Thursday, of course. And the first two teams are who was the first game? I thought I had the first game on here. Maybe I didn't. But the games are being played in Tokyo, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Houston, Miami, single game elimination following the round robin play. Gage, you
Mm.
excited about the WBC?
Yeah. I'm excited. I usually like watching the WBC. Now there's certain teams that they're only gonna have a pitcher have 1 or 2 starts. I believe Tariq Skubal is gonna have only 1 start throughout the
Yep.
entire time. Paul Skeens is only gonna have 2 starts throughout the entire time. So I'd be interested to see how, like, the US handles that. When do they give him the starts? Is it early on? Is it, "Oh, we're gonna save this guy"? I don't know. And it's scary when, like, you think about, oh, Sidney Crosby just had a 4-week injury playing in the Olympics. Who's gonna get injured playing in the WBC? And how much is it gonna screw over their team in the MLB?
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the WBC too, just because it's baseball before baseball season starts. So
Yeah.
we're going to get like a little extra baseball. Then we'll go into UFL slash baseball season at the same time. It just kind of leads into it. Should be fun. The only problem I have is most of my Reds players play for different countries, and I'm all about the USA on here, America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe the Reds should start recruiting elsewhere.
Maybe so. But Gage, that's going to lead us now to what I'm going to do here. I don't know if you've picked out a game for our picks this week,
Mhm.
but I've got one here.
Ooh,
Let's go
okay.
ahead and pick it. The Netherlands against Venezuela, March 6th at 12 p.m. on Tubi. Gage, who you have in the World Baseball Classic first Robin round day? Well, second day, but first round of the Robin round.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know who's representing each of these teams here, but the one thing I do know, a lot of players come from Venezuela, which is why I'm gonna take the underdog. Give me the Netherlands in this one to pull out the victory here over Venezuela.
Salvador Perez, great catcher, does not play for the Netherlands. He plays for Venezuela. And in that case, I'm going to be locked into Tubi next Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock for this game right here. Give me the Venezuela Vikings in this game here. I've got them winning this one. Go Venezuela for that one.
All right. And in my game for the week, we're going to go to men's volleyball action. We're going to go to Geneva, New York. And this game will be happening on Saturday, February 28th at 1 p.m. As long as I'm looking at the right one, which I am, which is always a good thing. It is going to be between the Hobart Statesmen and the St. John Fisher University Cardinals. Now, you might be thinking, who are these teams? That's why we do this segment. Men's volleyball, the Hobart Statesmen come into this game at 7-9 overall. Their last matchup was at number 17. So ranked team at number 17, Vassar College, and they brought home the win. 3-2. As for the St. John Fisher Cardinals, they come into this one 9-6, so they got the winning record going on. And their last matchup was back on Tuesday at Houghton University, and they brought home the W in 3 straight sets. Now, I would like to say that St. John Fisher is the favorite in this one. However, Hobart coming off a huge ranked victory against Vassar. I think it's pretty even up despite the record. Who do you got for this one? And I'll go over last week's pick as well.
I am going to roll with the underdog. Are they on the road here, Hobart? Are they on the road? I almost had a chance to do it. Give me the home dogs, Hobart, to win this game because, for nothing else, I cannot pick the Cardinals. I don't like the Louisville Cardinals. I don't like the St. Louis Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals haven't done anything, but they just suck in general. Give me Hobart in this one. Let's go Hobart. Hobart. I've already got the chant going. Let's go.
So this one, I feel like I have a little bit of an edge. I've actually seen St. John Fisher play this year. I have not seen Hobart, but I have seen St. John Fisher. They looked pretty good, which is why I'm going to remorsefully go with the Cardinals in this one. I think it goes all 5 sets, but I think they pull out the win 3-2. So do we want to make a pick for our missing co-host? Just because, or
yeah, he actually sent me the text message earlier.
Oh, okay.
He's going St. John's Fishers too because he's said it's almost fishing season. So he's going to go with the Fishers. He's going with the away favorites.
I will mark that down as tentatively picks St. John Fisher. Last week in our game, it was the UN Racers in baseball versus Mission College. Mission was favored by 6.5 runs. You and I picked Mission, and one person here, or sorry, did I write this down wrong?
I picked Mission, yeah.
Okay. I flipped the names. No worries. Yeah, you and I picked Mission. Gordo picked the underdog UNOH, and UNOH won 3-2. What a game by the Racers. Mission holding under pressure. I believe UNOH was 1-8. Going into that game. Mission had a 500 record. Couldn't believe the outcome of it.
Upset of the season.
Absolutely. So that puts our records at 1-1. Gordo perfect so far with a 2-0 record. Trying to break that this week, though, even though him and I are going with the same game.
We're going to have a little mic check here real quick. Go to Deutsch Foods and use our promo code YELLING. That's YELLING and save 10% at checkout. Or use the link in the description. They've got flavors like chocolate chip cookie, what the fudge, basic batch cookies, peppermint bark, really good stuff. I ordered a 3-pack the other day because it's buy 2, get 1 free and use the promo code YELLING. And it costs like $17 after everything was done. Not a bad deal for the 3 tubs. Go to Deutsch, use our promo code. It's really good stuff with Deutsch. Gage, you want to tell me a little bit about Dubby here?
Yeah, absolutely. So this episode and our original sponsor as well, the Energy, the clean, crash-free fuel that keeps you locked in when the game gets sweaty. There's been several moments this season where, like, the focus just drops in the NFL, right? Our aim goes sideways on this show all the time. Suddenly, we're all yelling at the screen for all the wrong reasons. Dubby, it fixes that. No sugar, no jitters, no weird chemical aftertaste, just steady energy and dialed in focus that actually feels pretty freaking good. Hit up w.gg, use promo code yelling for 10% off your order. Support the show, upgrade your energy, and keep those clutch moments clutch. Be Dubby, be better.
There we go. And that will do it for us here on this episode, Gage. Next week, things may be a little bit different. I don't know. Gordo should be back.
Should be. Hopefully. Hopefully he's back.
Hopefully we can find him. He's wandering around in the desert somewhere right now. We're going to go have a search party out to see if we can find him, see if everything's okay with him. Maybe he's up at the combine right now scouting things out for us. Maybe he'll have a report.
He could also just be visiting Green Bay and just looking at Lambeau, seeing what's going on up there. Hopefully we just bring him back and nothing else.
Yeah, hopefully so. But next week's episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to venture away from sports a little bit, maybe a little bit. I mean, but
We are deep into the off season right now.
yeah, it's going to be a fun episode. You all should check us out next week, and we will see you all later.
Later.